ईरान वही देश है जो रूस को खतरनाक बैलिस्टिक मिसाइलें और शाहेद ड्रोन सप्लाई करके यूक्रेन के शहरों को निशाना बना रहा था। और अब ट्रंप ने ज़ेलेंस्की के साथ करीब 1 घंटे तक बंद कमरे में बैठक की। ट्रंप ने यूक्रेन को पैट्रियट एयर डिफेंस सिस्टम देने और उनके इंटरसेप्टर के उत्पादन का लाइसेंस अमेरिका द्वारा दिए जाने के प्रस्ताव पर मुहर लगा दी है। ज़ेलेंस्की ने अमेरिकी नेता लिंडसे ग्राहम को श्रद्धांजलि देते हुए ट्रंप का शुक्रिया अदा किया। इसका सीधा मतलब क्या है? आप सोच रहे होंगे, आपका सर चकरा रहा होगा कि आखिर इतना सब कुछ क्यों हो रहा है, अलग अलग राष्ट्र अध्यक्षों से क्यों मुलाकात हो रही है। इसका सीधा मतलब है कि अमेरिका एक तीर से दो शिकार करना चाह रहा है। यूक्रेन को अमेरिका की तरफ से वो घातक हथियार और तकनीक मिल रही है जिससे वो ईरान के बने हुए ड्रोन और मिसाइलों का काल बन सके। अब सवाल यहाँ पे है कि तो क्या ईरान पर अब तक
India Vision 2030 and Maritime Amrit Kal Vision 2047. On 30th April 2025, the present National Shipping Board was constituted. The strength of the board also lies in its diversity, bringing together experience from across the maritime ecosystem, including Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, ship owners, shipyards, classification, ports, coastal operators, container operations, seafarers, and officers' unions. The Directorate General of Maritime Administration, Indian Navy, and Indian Coast Guard, the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, academia, and gender diversity. Over the past year and a half, the board has worked to make its statutory advisory role more dynamic, consultative, and closely connected to the realities of the maritime sector. Under the guidance of Union Cabinet Minister Shri Sarbanand Sonowal, the board has taken its work beyond the meeting room. It has held meetings across major maritime centers from Mumbai and Kandla to Kochi, Kolkata, Vishakhapatnam, Goa, Tuticorin and Chennai, engaging directly with maritime fraternity. NSB provides a platform and a voice for a wide range of maritime stakeholders to share their views, concerns, challenges and suggestions directly through a structured national forum. Through the NSB, issues faced on the ground can be brought into policy discourse, identify practical solutions, and strengthen the quality of maritime policy and decision making. The board has examined issues ranging from Indian shipping tonnage and shipbuilding, ship repair and ship recycling to coastal shipping, inland waterways, seafarer welfare, maritime training, logistics and container manufacturing. It has also looked ahead at green shipping, alternative fuels, autonomous navigation, emerging technologies, maritime emergency preparedness, and the development of future-ready skills. The board has constituted 15 specialized subcommittees tasked with developing roadmaps aligned with India's maritime ambitions, increasing Indian tonnage, taxation, strengthening shipbuilding and repair, developing ship recycling, expanding coastal and inland water transport, promoting cruise tourism, skilling, single maritime window, developing regional maritime hubs, and preparing for emerging technologies and alternative fuels as well as maritime heritage. The board has also brought specific industry concerns to the government's attention, including issues related to taxation, ship acquisition, MRO, coastal shipping, seafarer welfare, logistics, and the competitiveness of Indian shipping. This is the essence of the National Shipping Board's role: to listen, to bring together diverse voices, to examine, to advise, and to connect policy with the realities of the maritime sector. As India looks towards becoming a leading maritime nation, the National Shipping Board has an important role to play. Its strength lies in bringing together government, industry, professionals, and stakeholders, creating a forum where maritime experience can inform national policy and the concerns of the sector can become part of the national maritime discourse. From its origins in 1959 to its work today, the National Shipping Board remains an important part of India's maritime journey. The journey ahead is ambitious: a stronger Indian fleet, world-class shipbuilding and repair, a competitive maritime services ecosystem, safer and greener seas, empowered seafarers, and a maritime sector ready for the future. National Shipping Board, shaping policy, strengthening maritime capabilities, and building the maritime India of tomorrow.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. सभी का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है. A very warm welcome to Sagar Samvad 2026 and in interaction with maritime stakeholders organized by National Shipping Board and Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. India's maritime sector is not merely about ships and ports. It is also about trade, connectivity, livelihoods, national growth and our collective vision for a stronger blue economy. Today brings together policymakers, maritime administrators, industry leaders, ship owners, seafarers and other key stakeholders on one single platform to exchange perspectives, understand challenges and explore opportunities for the future of Indian shipping. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, कहते हैं देश सर्वोपरि, राष्ट्र सर्वोपरि. राष्ट्र गीत के साथ हम शुरू करेंगे. नेशनल सॉन्ग के साथ मैं निवेदन करना चाहूंगी एनएसपी के सभी बोर्ड मेंबर्स से कि कृपया प्लीज मंच पर पधारें और वंदे मातरम के सामूहिक गायन के साथ आइए इस कार्यक्रम की हम शुरुआत करें. एनएसपी बोर्ड मेंबर्स आर रिक्वेस्टेड टू प्लीज जॉइन अस ऑन स्टेज as we recite Vande Mataram together. Sabhi NSP board members, once again I take the opportunity of requesting all NSP board members to please join us on stage for the national song. Thank you very much. Kindly please take your seats, and ladies and gentlemen, we will now light the ceremonial lamp, for which I take the opportunity of requesting Chairman NSP along with Captain Azad, Shri Kili Mohan Rao, Shri Anil Devli and Shri Rakesh Singh to please light the lamp. वैदिक मंत्रों के साथ गुंजायमान है चारों तरफ का वातावरण। तो आइए इसी शुभ शुरुआत को आगे लेकर चलते हैं। दीप प्रज्वलन हमारी संस्कृति का एक बहुत ही गहन हिस्सा है। अंधकार से प्रकाश की ओर, अज्ञान से ज्ञान की ओर, प्राणी से परमात्मा की ओर अग्रसर होते हुए हम सभी लोग। Ladies and gentlemen, we are beginning with the first session, which is titled Augmentation of Indian Tonnage. This panel discussion focuses on opportunities and its challenges as well. The discussion will look at provisions under the new acts, the challenges faced by Indian flag ship owners, the role of IFSCA, container manufacturing and other key issues influencing the growth of Indian tonnage. To moderate this session, may I please invite on stage Shri Anil Devli, CEO, Chief Executive Officer of the Indian National Ship Owners Association and member NSP. जोरदार तालियों के साथ स्वागत करते हैं। He is an experienced maritime professional working extensively on shipping policy and the growth of Indian flag shipping. We welcome you, Shri Anil Devli, on stage as you get ready to moderate the session. And I also take the opportunity of now inviting the fellow panelists to please join us. I invite now Captain S.I. Abul Kalam Azad ji, Nautical Advisor to the Government of India, bringing extensive professional experience in maritime administration and regulation. Welcoming Captain Azad on stage. Shri Ashutosh Sharma, we welcome you on stage, sir, Chief General Manager, IFSCA, bringing valuable experience in the maritime and financial services ecosystem. बहुत-बहुत स्वागत. We invite Shri Atul Jadhav, Director, Indian Maritime Federation, bringing coastal and inland transport perspectives to the discussion. Please join hands for Shri Atul Jadhav. Inviting on stage Shri Rahul Modi, President CCTA and member NSP, a strong advocate of multimodal transport, coastal connectivity and a sustainable cargo ecosystem. तालियों के साथ सभी का स्वागत. And Captain Pankaj Kumar, Managing Director, Diamond Blue Shipping Solutions, a master mariner with nearly 34 years of combined sea and shore experience with particular focus on container manufacturing and availability. We welcome Captain Pankaj Kumar on the stage. So with this, I request the moderator, Shri Anil Devli ji, to kindly please begin the deliberations of the session from here, sir.
Chairman sir, with your permission, we will begin the first session. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you present here today, all my panelists here are fairly senior people from the industry, so that makes my job much more easy as a moderator. I will be requesting each one of you to make your comments, and we will leave some time for interaction because that's usually the most important thing. So I think we will proceed on those lines. Each one of us will give ourselves 10 minutes to speak whatever we have to. Lesser, even if it's more is all right, but let's try and keep it this way so that we can do some interaction. Thank you. So we'll start with my presentation, which will set the tone of where we stand today. Yeah, so we look to the Prime Minister for inspiration on what Indian National Ship Owners Association would like to point across. And he says that on dependence, we have no major adversary in this world. If we have an enemy, it is our dependence on foreign nations. On foreign exchange, in the current situation, we must place greater emphasis on saving foreign exchange. You will remember the Prime Minister recently exhorted all of us. It's also important that we look at what that a comment that was made by a recent owner, and I will spend 2 minutes to read this. We continue to have concerns. First, we operate in an environment where there is a less of an understanding of the nature of our business, and hence policies are set out that challenge our growth. This has, for the first time, led us to flag our newly acquired ships to overseas registration and flags. For the first time in 75 years, an INSA member has flagged ships outside India because we don't know where the policy is going to lead us. I believe that for a developing nation like India, where a major part of the trade moves by sea, shipping is not merely a transport service but a critical clog in the supply chain that enables growth while maintaining competitiveness and, most importantly, national security. This will have to be better for the future people, this is all right. So the point is that we are the largest, fifth largest economy. We generate so much of seaborne trade, and yet 95% of our cargo is carried by foreign flagships. We pay about $70 million as freight to foreign shipping lines, and all of this money goes outside India. This is the problem. The asymmetry is that operating an Indian ship costs 16 to 20% more than operating a similar ship of similar vintage on a similar voyage, and therefore the cost of operation of an Indian ship is anywhere between 16 to 20% more. So therefore, if a Shipping Corporation of India ship has to operate, and I take the name only for the purpose of illustration, has to operate a trade between AG and India, and you have a foreign flag ship operating exactly the same trade, if the cost of the foreign flag is 100 rupees, the cost of the Indian flag is anywhere between 116 to 120 rupees. And this is not because of operational deficiencies. This is solely related to taxes and duties, and I'm not going to waste the time of all of you here on elucidating the duties, but we have listed the duties that Indian ships face: IGST on ship imports, IGST on overseas MRO, TDS on our seafarers' wages, GST on freight, and higher cost of capital. When my colleague Ashutosh comes in and speak, he is going to talk about IFSC, and that has been an excellent solution that has been provided to ship owners who have now entered India and are flagging ships in India. But we still have legacy ship owners who are stuck with these problems, those of us in the DTA. So thanks to this asymmetry in operations, all that we are required to do is we have a right of first refusal. Indian ships have the right to match the rate given by the foreign shipping company. So you have a case where when you tender for a cargo, you have a foreign shipping company competing for your cargo, not paying any duties, having a cost of operation which is lesser than yours, and we are told that we should exercise a right of first refusal, which means that we have the right to match the lowest rate provided by a foreign shipping company. And that is where the trap is, because on the one hand, there is duties, taxes that we pay on our ships, which increase our cost of operation. And on the other hand, we are told that we have a right of first refusal. It is thanks to this right of so-called first right of refusal that we are unable to match rates, and that is going back to the slide where we said 95% of our cargo is carried by Indian flag vessels. By foreign ships. We carry just about 6 to 8% of Indian cargo. That does not mean that we do not do business. We have a healthy fleet of about 440 foreign going ships and about 1100 to 1200 coastal vessels. My colleague on the dais, Atul Jadhav, will talk about the problems relating to the coastal ships. So what I speak should be restricted on behalf of our foreign going international voyages. So what is the fix? The fix is to correct that fiscal asymmetry. And the potential is that we can easily add about 100 vessels in the next 5 years, given the fact that 95% of India's trade is up for grabs. That is the vision which serves as the first milestone in the MAKV 2047. What are the reforms? The 5 pillars that we have listed out are the fiscal reforms, that is level the tax playing field. Cargo partnerships, we have to ensure that we get into partnerships with cargo interests. Mr. Rahul Modi here, who's on our panel today and also a member of the NSB, will also speak about the importance of cargo. But I am referring here to partnerships of the kind that is done in Japan, Korea, etc., where crude oil, coal, urea, all of these imports, the importers get into bed with ship owners, and then the ship owners are able to go to a bank, fund the acquisition, and have a long-term contract under which cargo can be carried. There is a need for these kind of cargo partnerships. But I must also, while I put this up, I must say here that just yesterday, the Secretary Shipping has announced that they are taking forward a proposal to enter into some kind of JVs for Indian cargo. Those of you who are present here, I thought I would also share this with you. If you are interested in participating in JVs of the recent Concor, SCI JV and the other companies, the government is happy to look at expression of interest. I say this because this expression of interest should not be restricted only to INSA, but to Indians, so that more Indian entrepreneurs are able to participate in this. Financing, reducing the cost of capital is exceedingly important. Thanks to the efforts of Chairman NSB and the ministry, we have been able to obtain infrastructure status for shipping. We have also been told now by the infrastructure finance companies that funding will be provided on a long term, but we had expected that infrastructure funding will give us lower cost, which will help us match the cost of a foreign shipping company. Most foreign non-Indian shipping companies bear a cost of about 3 to 4% on loans that they get, whereas in India, even a good A-class company has to pay about 6 to 8% as interest cost on its borrowings. There is a need to abolish all rules that favor usage of foreign flagships. It is cheaper to import a foreign shipping service into India than it is to use a local shipping service, and we are unable to understand the logic of how that works and how that is justified by our policies. Bureaucracy needs to be simplified. Customs are a big sore point. The National Shipping Board is actively working on this, and we are hopeful that this term we should be able to get the customs reforms also into place. Finally, the geopolitical reality that we face today in respect of our crude oil imports, in respect of all our urea, gas, everything, and therefore, as I've said here, whoever is the lord of the sea will be the lord of the commerce of the world. And for us to be a Viksit Bharat, we cannot continue to depend on foreign shipping companies. We will have to secure our own trade routes, and we will have to own our own water line. Equivalent taxes on Indian and foreign shipping companies competing for the same cargoes is necessary. Long-term cargo partnerships between Indian PSUs, importers, and Indian shipping companies are necessary. We need to reaffirm the FOB imports and the CIF export policy. We need to strengthen the right of first refusal for Indian shipping companies, and we need to reverse the General Orders 1 to 3 of 2018 so that India can start having a container fleet of its own. Just for your information, we have almost a negligible container fleet, because of which today our traders are held to ransom on very high freight rates that Indian shipping companies pay on containers. That brings me to an end of my presentation. I hope that within this allocated time I have been able to convey to you the travails of Indian shipping companies, and we hope that we are assured that the ministry and the government is looking at this, and I'm quite certain that in the coming months, just like the ports have received attention, and so have the shipbuilding and the ship repair, it's time for shipping to receive its due attention from the government. Thank you very much. So may I now invite Captain Azad sir to say a few words. Either you can sit from there, or you can, whatever is comfortable for you, sir. Thank you.
Good morning to all. Namaskar. Respected Chairman, National Shipping Board, Samir Kare sir, Chairman, Indian Register of Shipping, Arun Sharma sir, Managing Director, Indian Port Association, Vikas Narwal sir, and various my fellow panelists here. Lot of ship owners are here, from Indian ship owners as well as the foreign shipping companies, and future of our Indian maritime sector, our dear cadets are here, and the members of the National Shipping Board. I welcome you all for this first session. We started with registration of ships and the importance of Indian tonnage. So we all know that the life cycle of any shipping activity starts with the shipbuilding. Then once the ship is built, the first thing is the registration and acquire the nationality for the ship, which is done by means of a flagging. If the ship is registered in India, it is an Indian flag ship, it attains Indian nationality. It not only a title, it also gives more responsibility and more respect among the various ships operating in the world. The flag is not only just a registration, it gives much more meaning. Our Devli sir has rightly explained what are the constraints which Indian ship owners are facing in comparison to the foreign ship owners who are operating in the same region and same sector. I think most of us are aware of this issue, and the Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways is fully cognizant of these facts and trying to address the anomalies and taking up all the taxation issues with the Ministry of Finance. At several forums this is being taken up. I hope most of the issues will be resolved very soon with respect to the taxation anomalies. So that I think everybody is moving in this right direction, especially with the support of Chairman NSB sir is also taking up this issue very seriously. At the same time, the ministry has decided that okay, just because we have some anomalies, we need not restrict the other operators. So we have to facilitate the other operators, foreign owners, so that they prefer Indian flag as an attractive destination by their choice, despite all these tax anomalies. For that purpose, the gift city has come as one of the best solution to resolve all the tax issues. Several foreign owners are lined up to register ships under Indian flag using the gift city route. So that's the one of the promising sign. Just to tell all the audience that there are several inquiries are being received to register ships under Indian flag. So be it a leading shipping lines, I think Captain Basin sir is there. We are anxiously waiting for some 14 ships to be registered very soon. So there is then Hapag-Lloyd has already assured several ships to be registered. NOK is already lined up. All the major foreign players are coming to register ships by their choice. There is no compulsion for them to register here. So we are trying to make our shipping ecosystem, our legislation, our procedure, our processes attractive, so that we are second to none in terms of services, in terms of operation, in terms of timeline to ensure ease of doing business. If some ship owner is saying I am doing registration in Singapore, we are promising I can give a better service, better than Singapore. You come here. And people have used it and they have already experienced it, so more and more people are coming. So that's the policy of the government. So while we are trying to remove the obstacles for the Indian ship owners, at the same time we should make others, foreign liners or foreign owners to also register here, to make that more attractive with the whatever legal system which has been created by the new Merchant Shipping Act 2025. I take this opportunity just to brief the seniors as well as the young cadets about the reforms brought by the Merchant Shipping Act 2025. The first time in the Indian merchant shipping, now we will be allowing a bareboat charter BBCD registration. Any vessel is taken on bareboat charter and demise can be registered under Indian flag. It is one of the major reform where several ship owners are willing to take this advantage. The rules are expected to notify any day, maybe either this week itself. It is already gone for notification. The BBCD is one of the major reform which we have introduced. And then we have introduced the registration process for ships coming for recycling. The first time any ship coming to recycle in India can be registered under Indian flag and then directly taken to the ship recycling yard, and also they will get the credit note for shipbuilding also. This is another attractive proposition where several vessels which are going to come for recycling, they are just waiting for this notification. Already we are in touch with the several owners. We will be giving a registration for a period of 3 months to just come to the last voyage to the ship recycling yard, and they will get a benefit of shipbuilding credit note, and also they can recycle here. So this is another second important reform. Third, earlier there was a mandatory ownership like criteria. It should be a fully Indian owned company. Any Indian registered company can, though it's 100% FDI is allowed, any Indian registered company or Indian citizen can register. Now, the first time government has allowed overseas citizen of India also to participate in Indian tonnage. Overseas citizen of India can register ships here, so that we have a lot of Indian diaspora across the world, so that can be registered. This is the third important. The fourth important element what we brought here is about the joint venture. Earlier, your Indian ship has to be 100% owned by Indians. So the joint venture is allowed. Indian entity and a foreign entity can do a joint venture, and only a majority stake should be Indian entity, which was the case in most of the flags like Marshall Islands, Cyprus. They register the joint venture registry, which was not the case earlier. Now that is one of the major reform which has been introduced by this act. The joint venture can be registered. You need not 100% ownership is not required. Majority ownership is a requirement now. And another important reform, the fifth most important reform we have given, the government of India has done through the Merchant Shipping Act is, if an Indian owner wants to register a ship in a foreign flag, for whatever reason, due to commercial, due to operational, due to taxation issue, that provision has been given in the act itself. So you may be thinking, one side we are telling to register under Indian flag, at the same time we are allowing them to register abroad also. So that means finally the competition of Indian flag should be competitive enough so that owner should come here. We don't want to force anybody to register here. As Devali sir said, it's recently Indian owner has registered under a foreign flag. We feel little not uncomfortable. We keep asking, why are you going there? But it is their choice. The choice given by the legislation which nobody can take away. We said, okay, at least equivalent tonnage you keep it under Indian flag. So long as you keep the equivalent tonnage, no problem, you have a foreign flag. And the gift city, the specific relaxation has been given that they can register ships directly under a foreign flag. But I can assure you that whatever ships coming in a gift city, the double the amount will come under Indian flag, despite there is a relaxation. I am 100% confident, sir, in this. Though we have given relaxation, that gift city owner to register ships anywhere in India, I can tell you, if he is going to come and register in gift city, he will definitely register here, at least equivalent flag. That much of confidence we have. So these 5 major reforms what has been done to promote the Indian shipping. See, ultimately we have to promote Indian owned tonnage. So because this is what the concept which is being talked about repeatedly. So whenever we say is Indian registered tonnage or Indian owned tonnage. So where we have a Indian registered tonnage, we have a flagging, and also Indian owned is where we have so-called Indian controlled vessel. That our act has facilitated. But despite whatever facilitation is there, the Indian controlled tonnage is only fraction. So we are trying to make our flag more attractive so that you try to come here. So there is a path. You can register in ICT for a few years, then you come to Indian flag. So these major reforms government has initiated. I am sure this will have a big impact in the future. In the last 1 year itself, I can just for information, 1.6 million tonnage was registered. See, our total flag is 14.4 million as on Indian tonnage. Last financial year, 1.6 million tonnage registered, 92 ships registered, which is a historical record. Despite all this relaxation, nobody is running away from Indian flag. So, because they are hoping that whatever taxation issues will be resolved soon, and then the gift city is tax is the only issue, the gift city is giving an option. So but for the domestic owner, they don't want to go to gift. So that's the reason we have to make both attractive. Again, we don't want to keep a gift as a more attractive than a domestic. Both should have a level playing field. Whoever wants to go wherever, they can go into the business. So this growth, 1.6 million GT, is not a small number, and I am sure this year also there will be huge increase, sir. So whatever we could not achieve in maybe last so many decades, I am sure it will be achieved in coming 3-4 years, and we have a target to become we have a target of top 10. We have to come under the top 10 ship registration by 2030. That's a target as per Maritime India Vision 2013, Amrit Kal Vision. So I am sure that we will be moving in the right direction, and we already made recently launched e-Samudra portal. It's an end-to-end registration process, totally online, no paperwork. Those who used, I think all the ship owners here, I know how much difficulty they have to go through earlier to have a manual process, but it is a digital process. We have already launched, the Honorable Minister has launched last week, and we are still improving, and the user feedback will be taken. We are still improving. You don't have to visit any offices anywhere. Digital process, certificate will be issued, digitally signed certificate will be issued, and then in the registry itself, the trading pattern is mentioned. I mean, your GTL has been dispensed with. There is no need to take any GTL. Yesterday somebody has applied, we said no, GTL is not required, because the registry itself will tell what are your trading area. So many reforms have been done. I am sure that Indian owner, more and more owners are coming up, and the change of command, so many things like legacy practices, the change of command, every time you have to keep on enter, that all has been dispensed with. Crew accommodation, every time the ship owner has to come and change the crew accommodation. We have removed the crew accommodation from the registry itself. So many of them you will come to know after some time. We are trying to arrange a stakeholder sensitization workshop maybe in another 1 or 2 weeks, so that because the system is yet to stabilize, already launched, already more than 24 ships have been registered through their portal. But other major, major ship owner, even we want to present it to IFSC also about whatever. And the mortgage registration, online process, digital process, same day, anything. We have guaranteed that same day registration. If a ship is presented for survey, registry will be done on the same day. Application is submitted, the time is being tracked. We will be presenting to the secretary every month how much is the average time taken for the application. So this is being implemented with a very advanced technology, and we can challenge it that either Singapore, nobody can do faster than Indian process. That much we can challenge it, and we are going to present it to the world also. What kind of technology we have adopted. So this is what I wanted to highlight to this audience. Because this is the first session happening in New Delhi based on the registration. So that's my intention, sir, and we are open to any further comments subsequently. And I request all the cadets. There are some of the captains or ship owners, they are sitting here. They are all captains. They were once upon a time cadets 20 years back. They are ship owners, leading ship owners. So you please have your aim to become a ship owner, ship manager, ship operator, ship builder. So your ultimate goal should be that. So please aim high, and then we have India has got a huge maritime potential in another next 20 years. I can guarantee that. With this, I conclude my introductory remarks. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Captain Azad, for that crisp but very clear talk on the reforms that we are seeing in respect of registration. On behalf of the ship owners also, I can certify that the change where we were even 5 years ago. For the benefit of the audience, I can even let you know that our MMDs, where we go for our registration, are extremely proactive, and in one case, our owner got a vessel registered on a Sunday. So that speaks volumes about this. Doesn't even happen in Cyprus or Malta, etc. So kudos to our PG Shipping for the steps taken, sir. Thank you very much. I will now request Mr. Ashutosh Sharma of IFSCA to say a few words, right, what IFSCA is about. Of course, by now everybody knows IFSCA GIFT City, but nevertheless, it's always a good idea, sir, to refresh all of us, so that the new ship owners, as he is referring to, know that they have an option which is duty-free, which is tax-free, and which is competitive with the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Devji. Very, very good morning, everyone. I think I'm already seeing the yawns. It's first session. Let's bring some energy in the room. So thanks a lot, Khare sir. Thanks a lot, National Shipping Board, for organizing this. It's not often that we describe what GIFT FS is doing in front of the youth of the nation. And as Azad ji has mentioned, that you will be the future ship owners probably. So let me begin with what GIFT FSC is doing very briefly, and what problem are we solving for the nation. And I think while for maritime this is the best time, and congratulations to all of you to be in this industry at this important time. But what GIFT FSC is doing is also very timely for the nation. And that's in the first clip that Devliji had shown. Prime Minister has mentioned that foreign exchange is something that we need to bring into the country. We are short of it, and that's something that can be disabling for the country as we grow in the future. But let's take a pause and stand back around 5-10 years back. When Indian companies need a foreign currency loan, these loans were provided by Indian banks. But for that, Indian banks were setting up shops in Dubai, Singapore, Hong Kong. So there's a reason why Indian institutions, Indian government-owned institution, when they want to lend to Indian companies in foreign currency, they had to go out. Similarly, if you look today in the aviation space, you know which country has the largest aviation order book today? Usually people used to say US and China. Today it's India. The capital requirement to meet this capital requirement for this aviation book is $125 billion. But you'll be surprised to know that India as a nation is the India where we are taking all the aircrafts on lease, on rent from Ireland. If you connect this, and some pointers highlighted by Devliji is that 95% of our exports are happening on ships. And if you connect with 2 points, typically when we talk about the rupee and depreciation of rupee and the pressure on rupee, we think of our import bills. And import bills, usually we talk about fuel. Fuel runs in around $130–140 billion annually. And second that comes in our mind is usually bullion and gold. Gold bill is around $60–70 billion. But the figure quoted by Devliji just now is we are paying $70–85 billion annually on the ships that we are taking from other countries. This is hidden cost, invisible, where we have not focused so far. These are areas which we need to sort out if we have to protect our currency. We have to get this self-independence in the true manners, self-sufficiency in the true manners. This foreign currency capability in the country is very, very important. Other centers, why Singapore is successful, why Dubai has been successful in DIFC, London. I think if you see, imperialism has gone back long, but London is still controls. In the London, there is a city called London City. London City, it's not controlled by London. It has a different system. And London City is a financial city that controls multiple financial centers globally, like BAVA and other centers. They're controlling the flow of money globally. If India needs to have its own control in which manner different businesses can grow into the country, we need to find a place, a space where we can design the regulation, we can design the taxation, we can design the flow of funds. India is a country where we are getting the highest number of remittances in the world. $130 billion is what we get into the country, but we are moving this money through other centers. So these are the problem statements, and a lot of you get it when you will go out. You will open your foreign currency account. You will send the money back home. You will use these accounts in Dubai and Hong Kong. But now we are solving all this in GIFT City. And people can have foreign currency business in GIFT City. So GIFT City, while is it within the country, is one nation, but we can say to some extent it's a two system. Why two system? What differentiate GIFT? In this GIFT IFSC, this International Financial Center, there is a unified regulator called IFSCA. Unified regulator because if you go to Singapore, unified regulator is MAS, and they control the capital market, insurance, banking, etc. In IFSCA is meant for all those regulation, but we are going beyond that. We are trying to bring new industries, being aviation leasing, ship leasing, and various others within the grasp of IFSCA. So IFSCA is a unified regulator of GIFT IFSC. What's the difference for you individual or for the corporates? In India, you cannot hold accounts in foreign currency. In GIFT, you can hold the account in foreign currency only. You cannot hold account in rupee. So that's a big difference. The companies there, if shipping companies come there, they open two accounts. They open the account in foreign currency for the business. They open account in rupee, SNR account, for defraying the normal operating expenses, rent, salaries, etc. They do it through that. So that is how it is solving for Indian companies which are actually going out, or for foreign companies which are doing foreign currency business into India. That is how it is stationed. But typically any jurisdiction, it becomes successful only on three parameters in my view. One is how you design the frameworks, regulations. It has to be focused on the ease of doing business. Second is efficiencies in terms of cost, efficiencies in terms of taxation. And third, talent. You need to have the people. I think if we look at maritime, we look at finance, any center you go globally, any bank you will meet, I meet hundreds of banks globally, you will find Indians everywhere. When you look at maritime, you find Indians. Talent is in plenty with us. We did not have the taxation, we did not have the framework. So in IFSC, we are designing the frameworks, we are designing the regulation. How we design the regulation? We look at the best in the world, we look at those regulation, we think of India's priorities. So India at heart, benchmarking with the world, then we bring those regulation to GIFT IFSC, and then we enable this ecosystem. Many industries like ship leasing, these industries are not regulated anywhere else in the world. But I have to bring into GIFT IFSC because we think we can solve for it. We have to still regulate it. We do the light touch regulation there so that industry can come in. Because of a regulator, I have to give some license. With that structure, we bring the industry in. Third part, which is most important for the businesses, and Devliji insisted upon it multiple times, GST and taxation efficiencies. If companies come into GIFT IFSC, they have a tax holiday for 20 years out of 25 years. So effectively 20 consecutive years. Initially companies are in depreciation, they're seeing the losses. Effectively for 25 years, companies do not pay taxes. So it becomes very, very competitive. In shipping parlance, we talk about the tonnage tax. And companies do not need tonnage tax in GIFT IFSC, but they have option. After their tax period is over, they can opt for the tonnage tax as well. So they have best of the world. Then again, because it's a special economic zone, there is no GST applicable. So when companies in India, they buy a ship, 5% GST applies on them when they buy the ship. That becomes a very difficult problem to solve because the capex, it's restricting your capabilities of buying multiple ships in a quick hurry. In GIFT FSC, that challenge has been solved already. So these are the structure that we are trying to create in GIFT FSC. Taxation is good, efficient, competitive globally. You can do business in dollar. And shipping industry is such where effectively, apart from the coastal, if you're doing the EXIM, which is the larger piece, your revenue is in dollar. When your revenue is in dollar, and if you still have to pay out lot in dollars as well, but you are bringing the dollar in, you're sending the dollar out, you're doing the forex swap twice. In GIFT FSC, you can keep your dollar proceeds in dollar. What it means is that you save the FX cost as well. So effectively, whatever Singapore or DIFC, Dubai or London they were providing in earlier days, all or the best of it, it's already enabled in GIFT FSC. But there's one advantage over them. The advantage is that one, you're closer to the market, you're closer to the government, you're speaking, ministry is listening to you, regulator is listening to you, shipping regulator is listening to you. So the frameworks are being designed in close discussion with the industry, and it's going to become competitive. And I can guarantee you on that. Some of the enablers that Captain Azad just highlighted, these are the enablers we have been pushing through for quite a while, and there is more to come. Because I strictly believe in one thing, that we have been making noises. I'm not a maritime industry player. I'm a financial, you can say, in a player here. But since I am working on this 2020, I've been hearing a lot of noise. We can do this and that on the shipping. But I always believe that if you want elephant to dance, you cannot chain its leg. You need to let it free. So you need to move out. You cannot be in protectionism to that extent. I think in GIFT FSC, what we are trying to do, some of those things, where we said that, okay, can we bring when we think of this shipping industry, we said that what's the problem when we are looking at the key statement that Captain just highlighted is we want to become top 10. What does top 10 means in numbers? It means that you need to become what maybe around top 10th largest must be around 2.3, 2.5% share in the market right now. When you think of 2.3, 2.5%, currently we're spending on one, we are talking about increasing our registration by 2.5 times. Since ever, where we stand, in next 4 years, we have to increase 2.5 times. Is it achievable with linear growth? We believe no. So it needs to be exponential, very different kind of thought process. We need to look at it very differently. One of the fundamental questions that we have raised in IFSC is that how should we look at tonnage? Which Captain has also highlighted, is that should we look at tonnage as India flag, or we should look at tonnage as beneficiary ownership as well? Now, some of these things need to be solved in discussion with the industry, in discussion with ministry. But if I look at some of the numbers, and some of the jurisdiction I look at, one of the industry jurisdiction you should look at is Singapore. Singapore is 1/7 or maybe smaller than us in the coastal, but it has what 6.5% of the market share. A country that size having that kind of market share, and if you look it back and you say that this is a country which has done everything right because they are ranking 4th or 5th in 2 terms. They're ranking high both in number of flag, also in number of beneficial ownership. So I think we are saying that first we need to look at it differently. We should look whether we can bring, define how we are defining the ownership and how we are defining the flagging in GIFT FSC. Second is, it's I think given that we have to make Indian flag very, very competitive. And what do we mean by making India flag competitive? Is that whatever is holding it back, be it cost, be it financing, we have to bring it to a level where it becomes organically competitive. And I think point highlighted by Captain Azan on mortgage, it might be easily overlooked, but it is the strongest enabler we will get for the Indian flag. The reason is, if you look globally, when you talk about tonnage, ownership, it is supported by financing by the banks, and foreign banks are not financing Indian flag. They're not comfortable. Why they're not comfortable? I've done some deep dive into this. One of the reasons is enforcement, other is mortgage, and they are saying that these are 2 things that we need to solve for. And mortgage digitalization will solve a big piece of it. So once we have this digitalization of mortgage, it makes Indian flag competitive. What else? GST exemption in IFSC, tax holiday in IFSC. It literally puts Indian flag at a competitive level compared to any foreign flag. So now once you have done that parity, and that's why I think Captain rightly mentioned that if companies are coming into GIFT IFSC, they are going to choose and opt for Indian flag. Some numbers I leave for you is that in GIFT IFSC, we now have 43 companies. It's a very young jurisdiction. We started with a regulation in 2022. So we're telling you a story that has unfolded in the last 4 years. And I think largely in the last 2.5 years, because after the regulation, people took some time to warm up. But we have 43 ships that have been leased from GIFT FSC. Out of these 43 ships, 24 are Indian flag ships. And this value of these ships is in north of 1.9 billion dollars. And the tonnage is 2.9 million deadweight tonnage. So when if you link it with whatever is India tonnage and what is the value and whatever addition is happening, you will realize that a lot of incremental tonnage is coming into GIFT FSC. And not only this, we are also working on some broader ecosystem. We are looking at other parts of this ecosystem. One of the key part that I think we are looking at is now there are many, you can say, merchanters, who provide the ships. They don't own the ship, but they hire many ships. We are trying to bring that also within the GIFT FSC, because we believe that once you bring both, I think then only the ecosystem will grow significantly. We had discussion today morning with some people, because I think ecosystem will grow only once we have a cluster effect, and cluster effect usually comes when we have all the pieces of the ecosystem in the jurisdiction. So we are looking at, and if industry supports us with some kind of a documentation, can we lease the containers so that India can also become self-sufficient in the container leasing. These ecosystem we are going to grow. For the cadets, I tell you, I don't know whether you know, and sometime you will be NRI. And for NRIs, I can tell you today is the best time in the world, because government has right now launched some scheme called FCNR scheme. Under this FCNR scheme, NRIs globally, they are sending money back home. The quantum money they have sent back home is around $72 billion. This is a big amount which RBI has initiated. And out of this, I can tell you almost $30 billion has come from GIFT FSC. So this is how GIFT FSC is linking things, linking individual, linking industries, but shipping is just one part of it. But we are ready to work with the industry and look forward to hear back the feedbacks and whatever more need to be done to take this forward. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Ashutosh ji. That was excellent, and you provided a lot of food for everybody to think. I will now request my colleague Atul Jadhav, represents the IMF, to speak about the issues relating to growth of coastal tonnage and coastal trade.
Good morning, everyone. And I thank NSB for hosting such a good function. And we have a lot of issues which we have always reported to the ministry. And see, I've been in the coastal shipping for last 21 years and in inland shipping for last 45 years. Now with so much of regulation which were there, so Inland Vessel Act was in 1917 and Coasting Vessel Act which was in 1848, not much of thing has happened during this period. We are a different type of animal, sorry to say, we are a different type of animal which we are operating in the rivers and in the water, that is, we'll say inland vessels or coastal vessels. However, the rules applied to us are mostly in case of coastal vessels or of the all MS vessels. The problems what we are facing today is when I entered the shipping industry, coastal shipping industry in 2005, we found out that a lot of provisions were mostly draconian as far as coastal shipping industry is concerned. That time we had formed a committee for developing reverse sea vessel rules. And when we were doing that, Anil, myself and Aditya Sukrikar, along with Captain Nafade, we had developed certain rules which changed the rules for reverse sea vessel. And because of that, what we have done is we have only been able to get down prescriptions required for the change the prescriptions for from foreign going vessels to the coastal vessels. We are operating in hardly 12 nautical miles of India, and we require the cost of reduction. Just because you people are many of us are from shipping, nobody is going to transport his freight by ship, because he will come to know that that is very, very costly. So he will not promote shipping. Everybody ultimately will come to a costing and how much will you charge to transport cargo from A point to B point. So that is the most important thing. Now let us come to beyond the regulations. We have done things, but I feel that the DG shipping office has to have a look at the rules which are made for RSP. From 2008, which we manifested the rules. From 2010 and 2013, two more circulars. We have changed those rules, again back all the MS rules applicable to the coastal vessel. Captain Azad, what we would request you is that go back to coastal RSP rules which we have framed in 2008 and let it be managed by the states or something else, because DG shipping is too busy for bigger jobs. I think Minister has arrived. And thanks to the organizers that I'm allowed to continue. I am privileged among the speakers. Otherwise, generally we find the same people talking the same things in seminars and organizations, and we talk like Alcoholic Anonymous, and we decide that this is what we want, and we listen and go home, and nothing changes. Fortunately, we have the ears of Minister, and I'm sure he will take home something. I think the appreciation was much because of it has come from their heart. So I'm sure Minister Ji, and the credit definitely goes to the Chairman National Shipping Board, who has made this happen, that the Minister is here to listen to us. Let me go back to my topic. Now, we had come with the rules and regulations where we had said that the wage cost of the reverse sea vessels should come down. There do not be foreign going crew on the Indian vessels. We have our own 140 crore people, and we can't produce 100 shipping masters. For coastal industry is a shame on us, absolutely shame on us. We have to look at the rules, we have to give exemptions, make sure that the alternate people can come into this industry with lesser wages. Unless we come with the lesser, for example, I'll tell you, when we started the ship in 2005 and in 2008 we formed the RSP notification, wage cost was just 5 lakhs of rupees. Can you imagine what is the cost today? it is almost 15 lakhs rupees plus food allowances, that comes to 16 lakh rupees. So we have tripled. What are our charter hires, sir? In 2005, we were being paid 80,000 rupees a day typically for a 2,000 to 2,500 vessel. Today, our per day charter hire is hardly 1 lakh a day. Now with just 20%, 25% earnings more, we cannot absorb the expenditure on the wages. Now, add to that, we have allowed the Indian crew to go abroad, the coastal vessel crew, which were not allowed. So, and you have such huge demand of coastal crew abroad that we are left with hardly any officers. Can you imagine? When I joined the industry, there were 72 coastal vessels. Then we came down to 27 with JSW and other people acquiring vessels. I'm telling Mr. Captain Ramos, sir, that we have acute shortage of officers. Now the people who are MUI is representing here, the Minister, National Shipping Board, and DG, everybody is here. We require officers. Today, earlier when I used to pay him 80,000 rupees to a master, I don't say that people should not get paid more, but today that cost of that person is 4 lakhs a month or 4.5 lakhs a month. In almost 20 years, we cannot, even if you take into consideration the inflation which is required for cost of living, it doesn't justify that. And this is not because of the cost has gone up, it is because that there's a shortage of officers. So therefore, it is required that we require the shortage of officers to be fulfilled with alternate officers which are coming from IV trade who can work in the coastal trade, from the Navy or other such officers, or even fishermen. We don't mind getting those people because they are much more experienced than the people who are working with NWCO with 1 year experience. Second thing, most important, is the Section 31D of the Surface Act, which Captain Shashtosh Sharma said that we are not getting funded. We are not getting funded because our vessels cannot be attached under Section 31D. It has to be removed forthwith. For that, we require from National Shipping Board and other maritime fraternities to go to the Ministry of Shipping and tell them that please remove that Section 31D. If I can't afford to pay the installments, then let my vessel be attached tomorrow and sell it off. I have no issues with that. But don't tell us that if that vessel cannot be attached, you think that any donkey will finance us? I don't think any finance people will finance us if they cannot attach the asset. Competition we are not doing with air, fortunately, but we are definitely doing with rail only. We are not competing with the road because first mile and last mile connectivity is, sir, with the road, we cannot do away with it. So we are in a sea type of environment where you travel this way, then take the cargo, then come down and again travel back to the land. Let us decide whether we want to promote coastal shipping or not. Otherwise, just say that forget the coastal shipping and we will concentrate more on rail and road, road is really pumping in crores and crores of rupees without any funds coming to our industry. Just no money. There is no ports have been privatized, they will have to charge, they have to make their money, so they will have to get it. Second thing, most important for us is, sir, the fuel which is there, it has to be under GST. It has to come under GST because today the cost of fuel which was there was 55 rupees, 5 rupees additional cost for profits, 5 rupees distribution cost gets to 65 rupees, then 17 rupees excise by the central government, and then there is 21% VAT charged by the state government. I mean, it is time for us to look at the GST. But I came into the industry 20 years back, my cost of fuel was 75,000 rupees a day. Today it is 2,80,000 a day. Now, no way you sitting here, you can't do anything unless we go to the finance ministry and tell them that GST is the most important thing for us. So you let us form a team and do that. Regarding the FSI inspection, Captain Azad is already on our board, and when we represented him, he told us that let us revamp the system. I am thankful to you, sir, for the decision taken. Port charges should be there, should be reduced to such an extent that if you are carrying the cargo from one port to the other port in India, where railways are not paying port charges, road are not paying port charges. So either you charge railway the port charges or the road the port charges. Similarly, one major demand which ministry has agreed to us is on the immigration, that they are allowed the immigration to be dismantled for the coastal crew. However, the thing is that if you are giving this job to the port officer, the same charges should not be charged to the current this thing. So there should be a symmetry there. So these are the few points which, sir, we are ready to compete with the Royal and Road. This is our country only. But at the same time, we require such concessions which are not financial, but they are which are operational. And most important point, one more thing, sir, which are there is that we have no dry docks for the coastal shipping industry. We are paying the dry docking charges to the extent of what we pay to the foreign going vessels, which we just can't. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Atul.
Before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Minister, as we know, Shri Shantanu Thakurji is here with us. Please join hands as we welcome, sir, Honorable Minister of State for Ports, Shipping and Waterways. His presence underscores the government's commitment to strengthening India's maritime and shipping sector. Soon we'll have the privilege of inviting him on stage, but I request the panelists to kindly please conclude the discussion because soon we will be beginning the next set of proceedings. Over to you.
With your permission, sir, we'll continue. I'll ask now Captain Prashant Kumar. Container manufacturing is something that is exceedingly important for us. And though the subject of this session is augmenting Indian tonnage, what is a ship without cargo and what is a container ship without a container? And therefore, I thought it is extremely important that he also speaks. So please, we have very little time, but I would like you to highlight is what are the policy issues that bog manufacturing of containers in India. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, sir, NSB family, team colleague, leader. Sir, I come from container manufacturing sector, and we have started our journey with Honorable Prime Minister, sir, Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative. And that has given us some kind of a push to this particular sector. 2021, many of us and maximum container manufacturer as on date, all are MSMEs, sir. And always our Prime Minister, sir, has encouraged us. And today, with a lot of difficulties, sir, the China rate, the way India rate, there is a huge difference because of the steel price and other raw materials. But still, sir, we have created 70 to 80,000 container capacity. MSME, this is a very wonderful job all of us has invested, in spite of knowing that there is a lot of challenges ahead. There is a tide against us, but still we have whatever we could put money, we have. Now, thank you very much for Ministry of Shipping, who has come up with some kind of incentive for this particular sector. They call it container manufacturing assistant scheme. But only our request is, sir, and that particular draft policy, we don't know it the final. But what we understand so far from the draft policy is that we are only trying to encourage greenfield project. So why the brownfield is left out, sir? I mean, why the brownfield is? So we are not getting the level playing field, So in fact, whosoever is started first, they should be, they should be getting award to start this journey when there was absolutely nothing. I'm very fortunate that Mr. Sir is here, and I'm conveying my trustee who's with you. So there is a two kind of incentive which Government of India has announced. Budget also 10,000 crore was allocated, and the final policy still we don't know. But in that particular policy, there is a capex and one is opex, sir. So opex also, of course, I'm just referring to the draft policy. We don't know the final policy, sir. In draft policy, it is saying about the for existing manufacturer only we will get on incremental, which is not fair, sir. It is not fair. It should be from zero base for everyone. And the second one is, sir, opex, where Government of India is encouraging to get bigger player in this particular field, which is very welcome move. We are also welcoming that particular. But they are getting 25% of capex subsidy. However, for us, we are very small. As on date, 70,000 containers capacity, all together, sir. 10, 12 players are there, and all are MSMEs. My only humble request containers, existing manufacturers. But if we don't get the level playing field, sir, trust me, we will close down. All the existing manufacturers will literally close down. I don't know about the future, the big player, when they will come, they will start, because that will also take some time. Thank you very much, sir. I'm very fortunate that able to convey my message to you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Captain sir. I think your struggle is going to be strong, but I'm sure that the ministry is going to look at all the issues that you have raised. I will now ask my friend, colleague, Mr. Rahul Modi, who is also a member of the National Shipping Board. And as I said earlier, what is a ship without a cargo? What is a cargo without a ship? So we are married to each other regardless. Therefore, on behalf of the cargo industry, he represents the Coastal Container Transport Association. He's the president. And not just containers, but even otherwise, how do we ensure that more cargo is brought to the sea, and how is it, whether it is coastal or whether it is the larger foreign going vessels, we are able to carry more cargo on our ships? I hand it over to you, Rahul.
Thank you, sir. Namaste, Santanu sir. Namaste, Chairman sir. As Atul sir has discussed a lot on the coastal shipping, and Anil Devli sir has also discussed on the coastal shipping. So I will not discuss on the shipping side, but I am here representing the multi-modal transport operators. We are the one bridge between the coastal ship operators and the cargo owners. So indirectly we are the face of the cargo owners also. And Secretary sir, namaste. So we are the multi-modal transport operator. We are the bridge between the ship owners and the cargo owners. Nowadays, we are discussing about the promotion of the coastal cargo, and coastal cargo is there. Now the government is coming with the scheme, coastal cargo promotion scheme. This is a very good news for developing the coastal cargo. Cargo is there, ample cargo is there. Because I am the one of the freight forwarders who has started coastal container in 2002. Started with 2 containers. Nowadays the containers in thousands. So cargo is there. But why the cargo is not coming, and what is the issue? In this session we have to discuss the Indian tonnage. We have to increase the Indian tonnage. So cargo and tonnage should increase jointly. From last 10-15 years, we are discussing to support the PSUs, but I think that PSU support is not coming too much, which is also a blockage to increase the Indian tonnage. If the PSUs comes with their open hand, the Indian tonnage will increase. Second thing, our association and our members feel that Indian ships and Indian cargo should be with the Indian ships. We are working too much to develop Indian tonnage, but we have to safeguard the Indian ships also, because we are closely working with the Indian ship owners. They have some issues, so we have to develop this, but we have to safeguard both these things. Coastal cargo tonnage, coastal cargo promotion scheme is a very, very good initiative from the government, and now this also we had to discuss a lot of things through NSB with the ministry, and the ministry is are doing so many stakeholders, and we had given the suggestion. Every suggestion is they are taking markup, and they are taking this, that they will go with this. Second thing, that I think that should be some mandate to ports. If we have to increase the coastal cargo, that should be some mandate to ports for the priority berthings, because these are the policies, which are the policies is there on the papers, but no monitoring is there. So coastal cargo is like a truck. So if you keep a good turnaround, the vessels will go good. Second thing, I think that PSU participant in the coastal cargo should be there. We are asking some PSUs to give there some cargo, but here also as our PSU, we have to increase our fleets. So 100% cargo will be this. I am so much sure of my 23-24 years experience. This cargo is there, but we have to make some policies to attract the Indian tonnage. That should go with the Indian coastal cargo only, and the cargo is not a big subject. So I will not take much time, because our chief guest is here, our guest of honor is here. So thank you all for this. And as an NSB member, I would like to thank all of you to come and attend this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We had exchange of different perspectives, ideas, thoughts that we just heard from our illustrious panel seated here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, as we know that we are joined by our distinguished dignitaries here, may I take the opportunity of requesting on stage the presence of Shri Shantanu Thakurji, the Honorable Minister of State for Ports, Shipping and Waterways, and may I please request NSP Chair to please escort sir to the stage, please. And also I request Secretary Shri Vijay Kumar ji to please join us on stage. जोरदार तालियों के साथ दोनों का अभिनंदन. बहुत बहुत स्वागत. सचिव महोदय भी हमारे साथ हैं और साथ साथ माननीय केंद्रीय राज्य मंत्री श्री शांतनु ठाकुर जी भी अब पहुंच चुके हैं हमारे बीच. हम स्वागत करते हैं, अभिनंदन करते हैं. हमारी परंपरा है, हम सदा से कहते आए हैं और निभाते आए हैं अतिथि देवो भव. आई टेक द अपॉर्चुनिटी ऑफ नाउ extending the warmest welcome to our distinguished dignitaries seated here. Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin these felicitations, may I first and foremost request NSB Chair Shri Samir Kumar Khare sir to please welcome the Honorable Minister. आइए हम निवेदन करना चाहेंगे हमारी टीम से कि आप स्वागत सामग्री लाएं और सर्वप्रथम हम स्वागत करेंगे सर का. His presence underscores the government's commitment to strengthening India's maritime and shipping sector. एक ऐसे जन प्रतिनिधि हैं आप. आपका नेतृत्व भारत के समुद्री क्षेत्र को नई गति, नई दिशा और नई संभावनाओं से जोड़ने में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभा रहा है. बहुत बहुत स्वागत है. Requesting Samir sir to please extend the warmest welcome to the Honorable Minister sir. सम्मान, अभिनंदन, स्वागत, वंदन और इसके पश्चात हम सुनेंगे भी हमारे गणमान्य अतिथियों को, उनके विचारों से अवगत होंगे. अब मैं निवेदन करना चाहूंगी IRS चेयरपर्सन श्री अरुण शर्मा जी से कि सचिव महोदय का आप प्लीज स्वागत करें. निवेदन है अरुण जी से कि आइए अब अभिनंदन करते हैं, वंदन करते हैं. श्री विजय कुमार जी हमारे मध्य उपस्थित हैं. बहुत बहुत स्वागत, अभिनंदन. Please join hands, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome our distinguished dignitaries joining us here today. बहुत ही सुंदर, अभिनंदन. Sir, a very warm welcome to you today to Sagar Samvad. Now requesting Shri Rakesh Singh ji to welcome Captain Azad. These are also moments of saying thank you, gratitude for each of the panelists as well. Captain Azad. Special mementos. May I please request Shri Sabio Ramos to present a token for Shri Ashutosh Ji. Shri Ashutosh Sharma. May I please request ladies and gentlemen, all of us to please join our hands. Ms. Sanjam Gupta to please present a token to Shri Rahul Modi. May I please request Captain Vikas to please welcome and present a token to Shri Atul Jadhav. बहुत बहुत स्वागत, अभिनंदन, आभार. May I request Sri Milind to please present a token of gratitude to Captain Pankaj. बहुत बहुत स्वागत, तालियों के साथ अभिनंदन. Thank you very much. Once again, a very warm welcome to our August gathering present here, and especially our dignitaries who have just joined us here. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now have the opportunity of listening to Sri Vijay Kumarji, Secretary, Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, who is also our guest of honor today. His leadership and experience in public administration contribute significantly to policy and institutional development in India's maritime sector. Please join hands, ladies and gentlemen.
Honorable Minister of State, Shri Shantanu Thakur ji, Chairman, National Shipping Board, Shri Samir Khare ji, the distinguished dignitaries on the dais, our stakeholders from the maritime sector, our dear seafarers, cadets, officers. So very, very good morning to all of you. First of all, let me compliment Chairman NSB and his team for organizing this very, very important event, Sagar Samvad. It gives us a great opportunity to interact, to discuss on issues which concern the maritime sector with all the stakeholders. And I'm very confident that today's discussion and interaction will give very valuable insights into the sector, what steps we are taking and what steps further we should take. NSB is a very, very important component of our maritime governance structure. It is a statutory body, but more than that, its strength lies in bringing together diverse stakeholders from the sector, including government, ministries, DGMA. So all aspects get captured here. The NSB is very, very well placed to give a comprehensive view, to give us appropriate recommendations as a body which can provide inputs to the ministry for policy formulation. So I hail today's event as a very, very important milestone. Coming to the topic of the discussion towards Maritime India vision and Maritime Amritkal vision, as you all know, the ministry has a very, very well-defined roadmap under the guidance of our Honorable Prime Minister, our Honorable Union Minister, our Honorable Minister of State. What should be our targets for 2030, targets for 2047. The documents are very well defined and detailed and give very objective milestones and cover the entire sector. The sector is huge actually. We have ports where we have a target of increasing our capacity by 4 times by 2047, and we are very well on our way to achieve that. By 2030, we will achieve the target of having 3,500 million tons per annum capacity. That target we will achieve in terms of efficiency, KPIs. Our ports already compare with the best. We have got now 7 ports in top 100 in terms of CPPI index. The parameters of JNPA, they compare, in fact they are better than Singapore in the relevant size, in the relevant parcel size. We are moving on to increase the share of PPP, mechanization. This share was about 60% in 2010 14. Now we are going up to 85% and we will reach a figure of 100% by 2047. So on various terms, for example, even deep draft ports, a requirement of modern shipping. We had one deep draft port in 2014. Today the number is 7. By 30 the number will be 9. While we are making lot of improvements, lot of strides, I will also say what the challenge is. The challenge is basically in terms of integrate what is happening in major ports with the other than major ports. The ports which come up in the state sector, the port which come up in the central government sector, they have to integrate together. So for this, we are working on a national maritime perspective plan. Then we have to also increase the share of Indian cargo getting transshipped to Indian port itself. Right now, 75% of cargo which gets transshipped for India, the transshipment is happening in Singapore, Colombo, Malaysia. That's the second challenge we are addressing. Then we have targets defined for making India a power in shipbuilding, a power in ship repairing. Last year, we improved our ranking in global shipbuilding. We increased the shipbuilding output by 40%. And we are on our way to set up 5 shipbuilding clusters all over the country. In Gujarat, in Andhra Pradesh, in Tamil Nadu, in Maharashtra, and in Odisha. With this shipbuilding clusters, the goal is we become top 10 shipbuilding nation by 2030 and top 5 by 2047. We are also moving forward in ship recycling. Last year, despite a decline in the global ship recycling output, India increased its ship recycling output and we became number 1 as compared to Bangladesh. Our share both increased in terms of percentage as well as also actual output. In terms of shipping reforms, number of laws were passed. DGMA and this team, they have been working very hard in reforming the sector through new act, new rules. Recently we passed Indian Coastal Shipping Act, we passed Merchant Shipping Act. Number of rules have been made, I think more than 30, 15 or more rules are in the offing, which bring in number of reforms. Now, just to mention a few, a ship doesn't have to enter Indian ports to be flagged in India. That is a major change. Further, in terms of flexibility in Indian flagging, an NRI, an overseas citizen of India, can also flag a ship in India. And ship ownership has been divided into more than 100 fractional shares. So number of reforms have been done there also. And DGMA office recently launched e-Samudra, which digitizes the entire life cycle of a ship's process from its registration, survey, audit. It also includes several modules for our seafarers also. That's a major change. Here again, the challenge is how to increase Indian controlled tonnage, how to increase Indian ships, and how to improve the ranking of the registry all over the world. In terms of our seafarer employment, we were the 5th country in terms of number of seafarers that we supply in 2014-15. Now we are the 2nd biggest in the world. We supply about 12% of seafarers all over the world. That's a major improvement. DGMA is further working on how to further increase this number by improving the quality of training, by increasing acceptability of our seafarers, by changing their curriculum. So number of reforms in the offing. To summarize, I would say that this ministry, this sector is under profound transformation. Lot of achievements have been made. The roadmap is very, very clear and defined. With the support of all our stakeholders, we are confident that we'll be able to place India on the global maritime map in terms of our ports, in terms of our seafarers, in terms of the tonnage that we control. And I'm sure that today's meeting, today's workshop will actually be very useful in further providing inputs on how to take it further. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for taking us through those important developments in the sector and also for sharing the future, roadmap with all of us. Thank you, sir, for joining us here today. Ladies and gentlemen, as our dignitaries had joined us, a session on augmentation of Indian tonnage was being conducted, wherein our illustrious panel was speaking to us, and we would like to thank the moderator before we go any further. Shri K.K. Dhawan is here with us, and Shri Anil Devli was conducting the session really well, and it ended just in time. Thank you, Shri Anil Devli ji. We whizzed out your name, and here's a token of gratitude for you as well. Before we request the Honorable Minister for his address, तो हम आगे बढ़ रहे हैं और श्री अनिल देवरी जी का धन्यवाद करने के साथ अब वो क्षण आ चुका है जिसकी प्रतीक्षा हम सब कर रहे हैं। ये जल्दी से पहले धन्यवाद दें अनिल जी का और उसके पश्चात आगे बढ़ें। थैंक यू अनिल जी फॉर मॉडरेटिंग द सेशन एंड conducting it on a very, very important topic for the sector. Thank you. आज हमारे बीच उपस्थित हैं एक ऐसे जनप्रतिनिधि जिनका नेतृत्व भारत के समुद्री क्षेत्र को नई गति, नई दिशा और नई संभावनाओं से जोड़ने में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभा रहा है। माननीय केंद्रीय राज्य मंत्री श्री शांतनु ठाकुर जी उपस्थित हैं हमारे मध्य, जो देश के पोर्ट्स, शिपिंग और इनलैंड वाटरवेज जैसे रणनीतिक क्षेत्रों को अधिक सक्षम, आधुनिक और आत्मनिर्भर बनाने में पूरा प्रयास कर रहे हैं। इसी के साथ मैं निवेदन करना चाहूंगी श्री शांतनु ठाकुर जी से कि हम सभी को संबोधित करने की कृपा करें, हम सभी का मार्गदर्शन करें। जोरदार तालियों के साथ श्री शांतनु ठाकुर जी का स्वागत करते हैं। सर, बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन।
Good morning to all of you. On the dais, Shri Vijay Kumar ji, Secretary MOPSW, Shri Shamir Kumar Kheri ji, Chairperson NSB, Captain A.K. Azad ji, Nautical Advisor, respected members of the National Shipping Board, distinguished members of the Maritime Fraternity, senior officers, leaders, and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure to be here today at Sagar Samvad 2026 organized by National Shipping Board. I congratulate the National Shipping Board for bringing government and industry together to deliver it on subjects which are fundamental to India's maritime future. Augmentation of Indian tonnage and our maritime labor force. These two subjects are closely interconnected. Ships constitute the physical strength of maritime India. Our seafarers constitute its human strength. India is today the world's fifth largest economy and one of the world's major maritime trading nation. Over the last decade, we have made significant progress in ports, cargo handling, connectivity, waterways, and maritime efficiency. Our fleet and seafarers base have also grown significantly. But the fundamental question before us is, who carries India's trade? A major maritime trading nation must progressively develop the capacity to carry a larger share of its own trade. Therefore, augmentation of Indian tonnage is not merely an industry issue, it is an issue of economic resilience, strategic security, and national competitiveness. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has given us the vision of Amrit Bharat. In the maritime sector, this vision must extend from ship to ship. We should increasingly have the capacity to build our ship, own our ship, finance our ships, operate our ships, and equally importantly train, employ, and empower our seafarers. Under the Maritime Amrit Kal Vision 2047, India has set the ambition of becoming among the top 10 countries in ship ownership and shipbuilding by 2030 and among the top 5 by 2047. This requires not merely more ships but a globally competitive maritime ecosystem. Our subject should not be permanent protection. Our subject should be competitiveness. The government has already taken important steps in this direction. The comprehensive shipbuilding package, including shipbuilding financial assistance scheme, maritime development fund, is designed to address some of the key structural challenge of the sector. These measures must ultimately translate into actual investment, actual order, and actual ships. We must also stop looking at shipping and shipbuilding as present sector. More Indian ship owners should mean more orders for Indian shipyard. More orders should mean great capacity, technology, employment, and opportunities for Indian seafarers. This calls the stronger partnership among cargo owners, shipbuilders, financial institutions, and government. Cargo owners need reliable and competitive shipping. Ship owners needs predictable demands. Shipbuilding needs orders. Financial institution needs viable long-term project, and government must provide an enabling policy and regulatory framework. This is also a strategic dimension. Recent disruption to global shipping have shown how even on distance sea routes can affect energy, fertilizers, manufacturing, and inflation, and longer and more competitive India's merchant fleet will therefore strengthen the resilience of our supply chain. Maritime strength is economic strength, and increasingly it is also a element of nation security. This other subject before us is our maritime labor force. Ships do not sail by themselves. Indian seafarers are among our great maritime assets. Our seafarers base has grown substantially, and Indian seafarers continue to enjoy a strong reputation for competence and professionalism. But the ship of tomorrow will increasingly use alternative fuels, digital navigations, automations, advanced population, and artificial intelligence. Our workforce must therefore be future ready through continue training skills, upskilling, digital competence, and green shipping skills. The two themes of today, Sagar Samvad, should therefore be seen together. More Indian ships means more opportunities for Indian seafarers. More skilled India seafarers makes Indian shipping more competitive. More Indian shipbuilding creates more employments and skills. The National Shipping Board has important role in journey. NSB provide a platform of government industry, ship owners, seafarers, and other stakeholders in identity structural issues and develop practical solutions. More Indian seafarers and provide better welfare to its maritime workforce. This is how we will move from maritime infrastructure of maritime power, and this is how the maritime sector will contribute to Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji visions of Viksit Bharat by 2047. I congratulate the National Shipping Board for organizing Sagar Samvad 2026. I am confident that today deliberations will provide practical and actual recommendation of strengthening India's tonnage and our maritime labor force. Let us work together for more Indian ships, more Indian shipbuilding, more skilled Indian seafarers, more maritime jobs, and above all, a strong, more resilient, self-reliant, and globally competitive maritime India. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Working for a more globally competitive India. Thank you, sir, for enlightening us with your thoughts. Your presence here today underscores the government's commitment to strengthening India's maritime and shipping sector. Thank you very much. Before we invite the vote of thanks, may I please request a group picture with our esteemed dignitaries here on the dais with us to remember this moment. एक ग्रुप पिक्चर के लिए निवेदन है और कैमरा टीम से निवेदन है कि आइए इस क्षण को, इस समय को, इस लम्हे को कैद कर लेते हैं so that it is saved for posterity. Let us once again hear an applause, ladies and gentlemen. This is to feel this moment and be a part of it. Thank you very much. Thank you, dignitaries. May we please request you to take your respective seats. May I request now Ms. Sanjam Gupta to kindly propose the vote of thanks.
Honorable Chief Guest Sri Shantanu Thakurji, Minister of State for Port, Shipping and Waterways, Sri Vijay Kumar, Secretary, MOPSW, Chairman NSP, Sri Samir Khare, distinguished panelists. It is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks at the conclusion of this first panel discussion on augmentation of Indian tonnage, opportunities and challenges. Let me begin by expressing our sincere gratitude to our chief guest, Sri Shantanu Thakur, for joining us and bringing his perspective to a discussion that is fundamental to India's maritime ambitions. Today's discussion has highlighted a simple but important point. India's maritime ambition cannot stop at its people and ports. We also need to scale the ships that carry our trade. India is one of the world's largest trading nations, yet a significant portion of our trade continues to be carried by foreign vessels. This means a substantial freight values leaves the country, and for critical cargoes such as crude oil, gas, coal and fertilizers creates a strategic dependence that we need to address. But building the fleet is not simply about increasing vessel numbers. The real challenge is making Indian tonnage competitive. Indian shipowners need a policy and commercial environment that enables them to compete effectively with international operators. That means addressing cost disadvantages, improving access to competitive finance, providing appropriate cargo support, streamlining regulation, and making it easier to do business. And importantly, as we have just heard, the Indian government is taking significant steps to address some of these challenges. In the last years alone, the government has launched the Shipbuilding Financial Assistance Scheme, backed by over 24,000 crore outlay to provide direct support to domestic shipbuilders. The 25,000 crore Maritime Development Fund is designed to improve access to long-term capital and reduce financing costs. The government is also working to generate demand through measures such as the Shipbreaking Credit Note Scheme and the Fleet Acquisition Initiatives, while investment in greenfield shipbuilding clusters and supporting infrastructure is intended to create the scale that India needs to compete globally. These measures matter because they are interconnected rather than isolated. Together, they are helping to build a more competitive, end-to-end maritime ecosystem from finance to shipbuilding through ownership and operation to recycling, positioning India as a global maritime hub capable of meeting the diverse needs of the industry and capturing greater value across the entire maritime value chain. But this cannot be achieved by government and But ultimately, the ecosystem needs to create the conditions in which owning and operating Indian tonnage is commercially viable and globally competitive. And this cannot be achieved by government or ship owners alone. Cargo owners, ship owners, financial institutions, regulators, and government must work together to create the demand, investment, and confidence needed to grow the national fleet. This is therefore not a simply industry issue, it is a strategic issue for India. And as we work towards the ambitions of the Maritime Amrit Kal Vision 2047 and a Viksit Bharat, our maritime capability must match the scale of our economy and global ambitions. A special thank you to our moderator, Shri Anil Devli, for guiding this important conversation. And finally, once again, a heartfelt thank to our chief guest, Sri Shantanu Thakur, for gracing the occasion and for his contribution to India's maritime development. For India to become Viksit Bharat by 2047, we cannot depend on others to secure our trade routes. We must therefore build the capacity to command our own waterline. Thank you all.
Thank you, Sanjam ji, for presenting the vote of thanks. With this, we conclude this session. Thank you, the Honorable Minister. Thank you, Secretary Sir, the eminent panel sitting here, the NSP Chair. सभी का बहुत बहुत आभार और यहीं से एक छोटा सा हम ब्रेक लेंगे जहां पर 15 मिनट के लिए हमारे पास एक ब्रेक है and then we'll come back and resume the proceedings of the day. Thank you.
Thousands of years, India's relationship with the sea shaped its Seafarer well, maritime training, logistics, cleaner man. Look at alternative emerge maritime readiness. Profession. Develop road maps. Indian India looks towards becoming maritime national board role to creating a force against national policy can maritime from its origin in 1950 to its day. The board remains an important part of maritime journey. India is ambitious the Indian world-class shipbuilding competitive maritime our Independent India needed a strong institutional maritime framework. Merchant Act of 1950. The National Shipping Board became one of independent India's earliest statutory maritime institutions, created by the government in shipping development. Under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, India's maritime sector is witnessing a renaissance. New focus on building a globally competitive shipbuilding industry and modern maritime. At the heart of this work is a larger vision and Maritime Amrit Kaal 2000. On 30th April 2025, container and officer, the Directorate General of Maritime Industry, Indian Navy, and the Ministry of Natural Gas and Cyber. The board, statutory legal, consulting, and guidance. The board has taken its work beyond the meeting. It has held meetings across major maritime centers from Mumbai, Kanpur, Kochi, Kolkata, Visakhapatnam, Goa, Tuticorin, and Chennai, engaging directly with maritime attorneys. NSB provides a platform and a voice for a wide range of maritime stakeholders to share their views, concerns, challenges, and suggestions directly to a structured national board. Through the NSB, issues faced on the ground can be brought into policy discourse, identify practical solutions, and strengthen the quality of maritime policy and decisions. The board has examined issues ranging from Indian shipping tonnage and shipbuilding, ship repair and ship recycling, to coastal shipping, inland waterways, seafarer welfare, maritime training, logistics, and container manufacturing. It has also looked ahead at green shipping, alternative fuels, autonomous navigation, emerging technologies, maritime emergency preparedness, and the development of future-ready skills. The board has constituted 15 specialized subcommittees tasked with developing roadmaps aligned with India's maritime ambitions, increasing Indian tonnage, taxation, strengthening shipbuilding and repair, developing ship recycling, expanding coastal and inland water transport, promoting cruise tourism, skilling, single maritime window, developing regional maritime hubs, and preparing for emerging technologies and alternative fuels, as well as maritime heritage. The board has also brought specific industry concerns to larger national vision, Maritime India Vision 2030 and Maritime Amrit Kaal Vision 2047. On 30th April 2025, the present National Shipping Board was constituted. The strength of the board also lies in its diversity, bringing together experience from across the maritime ecosystem, including Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, shipowners, shipyards, classification, ports, coastal operators, container operations.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin with the next session. May I please request everyone to take your seats now. सभी से रिक्वेस्ट है कि अपने अपने स्थान को ग्रहण करें। अब अपने अगले सेशन को हम यहां से शुरू करने जा रहे हैं। The session, as we know, is going to be an interaction with NSP board members and the audience, august participants who are present here will be asking questions to our NSP board members, and we'll have some time for this interaction. Requesting everyone to please take your seats as we get ready to begin with this interesting interaction with NSP board members. जितने लोग बाहर की तरफ खड़े हैं, अगर सुन पा रहे हैं, आवाज आप तक पहुंच रही है, निवेदन है आप सभी से कि सभागार में प्रवेश करें और अपने अपने स्थान पर प्लीज बैठ जाएं। देख रहे हैं होगा तो ले जाएंगे, तो देख रहे हैं होगा तो लेकर आएंगे। Board members? We also have to keep a check on time because the entire day is packed with interesting discussions. So, dear participants, सभी से request है कि please आप बैठ जाएं। हम यहाँ से अब session शुरू कर रहे हैं। So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, after the refreshing tea break that all of us enjoyed. And now we are all set to move into an engaging interaction and a Q&A session with the members of the National Shipping Board, which will be moderated by Ms. Sanjam Gupta. This session provides an opportunity for the audience and media representatives to engage directly with the board members on matters concerning India's maritime sector. May I request all the NSP members to kindly please join us on stage. I will introduce each member very briefly as they join us. आइए शुरुआत करते हैं और सबसे पहले चेयरपर्सन NSP श्री समीर कुमार खरे जी से निवेदन मैं करूंगी कि सर प्लीज आप मंच पर पधारें। बहुत बहुत स्वागत है श्री समीर कुमार खरे जी, चेयरपर्सन NSP। जोरदार तालियों के साथ मंच पर स्वागत। A retired IAS officer with extensive experience in public administration, economic policy and international development. He has held several senior positions in the Government of India, including in the Department of Economic Affairs, and also served as Executive Director at the Asian Development Bank. With his wide-ranging experience in policy, governance and multilateral engagement, he brings valuable leadership and strategic perspective to India's maritime sector. आइए अब आमंत्रित करते हैं मंच पर श्री किली मोहन राव जी को। Ladies and gentlemen, please join hands as we welcome Shri Kili Mohan Rao on stage, Chief Surveyor in Charge, cum Additional Director General of Maritime Administration. A marine engineer by profession, he leads the engineering wing with the overall responsibility for ensuring safety, environmental compliance, and technical excellence in Indian merchant shipping. He provides strategic direction in regulatory matters, decarbonization, and global maritime alignment. Requesting Shri Kili Mohan Rao to join us on stage. I invite Shri Arun Sharma to please join us on stage. बहुत बहुत स्वागत. Shri Arun Sharma is Executive Chairperson of Indian Register of Shipping. He is a distinguished engineer and maritime professional with over 5 decades of experience in maritime domain and has served as Chairperson of International Association of Classification Society. He is a recipient of Varuna Award as a recognition of his services to the maritime industry. तालियों के साथ श्री अरुण शर्मा जी का स्वागत करते हैं. I welcome Shri Anil Devli on stage. Shri Anil Lakshman Devli, as we have seen him in the previous session also, is the Chief Executive Officer of the Indian National Ship Owners Association, a trained lawyer and an experienced maritime industry professional. He has worked extensively on shipping policy, industry advocacy and growth of Indian flag shipping. We welcome Captain Rakesh Singh on stage. सभी का बड़ी तालियों के साथ स्वागत होता रहे. Ladies and gentlemen, dear participants, Captain Rakesh Singh is a ship owner and the president of the ICC Shipping Association, a representative body of Indian coastal ship owners. He is a master mariner with postgraduate degree in law. His long-standing engagement with the shipping sector and industry forums gives him valuable insight into development of shipping in India. I welcome DIG Girish Dutt Raturi on stage. Sir, please join us. जोरदार तालियों के साथ स्वागत. A 1999 batch General Duty Officer, he currently serves as Principal Director Operations, Coastal Security and Sea Training at Coast Guard Headquarters, New Delhi. In a distinguished career spanning more than 27 years, he has held a wide range of afloat and ashore appointments and commanded 3 Coast Guard ships, including a special role pollution response vessel. He has participated in major operations including search and rescue, tsunami relief, anti-terror operations, and oil pollution response, etc. We welcome you, sir. I invite Shri Vikas Anand to please join us on stage. आइए स्वागत करें श्री विकास आनंद का जोरदार तालियां. It is our pleasure to welcome Captain Vikas Anand of the Indian Navy, presently appointed at Naval Headquarters. Commissioned into the Indian Navy in 2006, he has served in a wide range of afloat and ashore appointments and brings extensive operational experience. He holds an MSc degree in Nautical Science and Tactical Operations from CUSAT and an MSc degree in Defence Studies from Madras University. A very warm welcome to you, Captain Anand. Ladies and gentlemen, inviting Shri Rahul Modi on stage. Zordar taliyon ke saath swagat. We are honored to welcome Shri Rahul Modi, President of the Coastal Container Transporters Association and Managing Director of Pushpak Logistics Solutions LLP, now on stage. A distinguished leader he is in India's logistics and coastal shipping sector. He is a committed advocate of multimodal transport. He has consistently promoted the seamless integration of coastal shipping, inland waterways, road and rail to create cargo movement that is more efficient, sustainable and cost effective. He has also worked intensively to promote domestic container manufacturing in India, advancing the vision of a self-reliant container logistics ecosystem. बहुत-बहुत स्वागत. I invite Ms. Sanjam Sahi Gupta on stage. इस सेशन को मॉडरेट भी करेंगी. तालियों के साथ स्वागत करते हैं. We are pleased to welcome Ms. Sanjam, Director of Sitara Shipping, a former board member of the World Maritime University. She is a respected voice in the maritime industry and has been a strong advocate for diversity, inclusion and leadership in the sector. She is a founding member of Vista India and the founder of Maritime CEO and has contributed to several national and international initiatives focused on empowering women and building a more inclusive maritime industry. I invite on stage Shri Milind Kandalgaonkar to please join us on stage. जोरदार तालियों के साथ श्री मिलिंद का स्वागत करते हैं. General Secretary cum Treasurer of the National Union of Seafarers of India. With decades of experience in the maritime and trade union movement, Shri Milind has consistently brought the voice and concerns of seafarers to national maritime policy discussions, particularly on seafarer safety and security, employment, social security, training and career progression. He is a strong advocate of seafarer first approach in all his national and international engagements. We welcome you, sir. Inviting on stage Shri Savio Ramos to please join us on stage. जोरदार तालियों के साथ स्वागत. Captain Savio Ramos, General Secretary of the Maritime Union of India. With around 37 years of experience in the maritime field, he brings extensive seafaring and industry experience and a strong commitment to representing the interests of seafarers. His long professional journey has given him a deep understanding of the opportunities and challenges faced by mariners and of importance of a safe, fair and supportive working environment. I welcome on stage Shri Shantanu Kalita. I request you, Shantanu ji, to please join us. जोरदार तालियों के साथ स्वागत. Advisor to the Indian Ports Association. With experience spanning maritime affairs, public policy, technology and entrepreneurship, he has contributed to initiatives aimed at strengthening India's maritime sector and its global competitiveness. His broad understanding of ports logistics makes his perspective especially valuable to the National Shipping Board. We welcome you, sir. And also I invite Captain Nitin Mukesh to please join us on stage. जोरदार तालियों के साथ स्वागत. Deputy Nautical Advisor, Directorate General of Shipping, Mumbai. He brings 31 years of extensive maritime experience, including 16 years of dedicated service with DG Shipping. He also holds charge of DDG crew and serves as Commissioner SPFO. बहुत स्वागत, Captain Nitin Mukesh. With this, I request the moderator to please begin the deliberations of the session, and we request the August gathering to kindly be interactive and let us make the most of this time that is given to us. Over to the moderator.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us today. The National Shipping Board, under the able leadership of Shri Samir Kumar Khare, has been making several strides. We have been interacting with various stakeholders in different parts of India and understanding their pain points and taking up these points to the ministry to see how well we can solve the problems. Today we are here today to answer any questions that you might have. You may please begin by asking your questions, addressing any particular person if required. Yes, can you please have the mic passed on to the lady there? Please identify yourself, state your name and designation before proceeding.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am a lawyer by profession in the maritime industry. I have 10 years of experience, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to interact with you directly with this esteemed panel. I have two questions. One is for Ms. Sanjam. Having built Vista India and Maritime CEO from scratch, what is the one piece of advice you would give to young professionals trying to build something new in India's maritime industry? And the second question is to Mr. Anil. Where do you see the biggest gap for legal and compliance professionals in India's coastal shipping and multimodal push under Sagarmala?
Thank you so much. So you basically want to know about entrepreneurs or generally for the youth of India?
Yes, in this industry specifically, like
Yeah.
you have built these two platforms
Sure.
for young professionals. So similarly, I would
Okay.
have some piece of advice.
Yeah, thanks for the question. So I think for young professionals in the industry, my one piece of advice would be that have a goal, set your sights up high, but do realize that the goal will change. And it is a continuous learning process in maritime. Every day there is something new that you will learn. So keep your goals and set sights high, but know that your goals may keep evolving and keep changing, and that you have to then continuously learn and upgrade yourself.
Thank you for your question. I was
about to answer, but my and friend Rahul reminded me, and I agree with him that perhaps the biggest gap that we see today is the lack of a multimodal transport company. We do not have a multimodal transport document that will take care of land, sea, land. And finally, on coastal movement, by and large, is not port to port, it is door to door. So it's a land, sea, road. And that's the difficulty part. The good news is that CCTA, the association that we represent, has already made a representation to the government. AMTOY, the president of AMTOY, the past immediate president and the president of AMTOY are here in this room. They have also supported this creation of a multimodal transport document. And the NSB has also recommended this. So this, I think, is the one single gap. If we can fill it up, I think it has the ability to transform or give certainty. Let's not say transform, because business is happening, but it gives certainty. So you and me will be dealing with cargo, will be dealing with a liability regime, will be dealing with responsibilities and roles of the shipper and the consignee as well as that of the carrier quite clearly in written terms, which is not available today.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, the gentleman in front.
Namaskar to everybody. My name is Arun Kumar. I'm the past president of Association of Multimodal Transport Operators. So I had two questions. So I had two questions, both to sir. Sir, one was the question that has been, plaguing us for a very long time. Anil Bhai made a very detailed description about it regarding the GST. Not much has happened. We have been trying to seek appointment with the, the board member, but nothing has come so far. And this is a hanging sword over our head, which we do not know when we'll get slayed. And most of our attention is towards fending ourselves from the GST regime, rather than focusing on innovation, which is essential for multimodal transport. So, sir, I would like to know, I'm sorry I'm putting you in a spot right in the public view, but I would like to know if there has been any movement on that. The second question is, we recently came across a draft notification under Merchant Shipping Act, Section 317, which requires, which is a section dealing with transparency, which we are all for, but it requires us to put all the charges on the bill of lading. Now, this, while we are, okay with that, we would want further deliberation on this with the stakeholders to understand the nuances that are involved. And before resolving that, this notification should not be issued. So my request to NSB is to take our recommendation to the government.
So Arun Kumar ji, on behalf of the National Shipping Board, I would like to assure you that taxation reforms in the maritime sector is the top priority of the National Shipping Board. National Shipping Board has already started engaging with the Department of Revenue. We are in touch with both Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs and the Central Board of Direct Taxes. And the issues which have been agitated by the industry for long have been taken up with them. As all tax reforms have a revenue application, it takes time in examination. So that much liberty we have to give it to the government. they have sensitized about our concerns, our problems, and how certain taxation policies are hampering the progress of the maritime sector. So we are already on the job, and with the guidance of the Honorable Minister of Port Shipping and Waterways, we have also constituted a specialized committee on taxation, which is headed by Mr. Anil Devli. They have also made recommendations, and today deliberation in the afternoon, when the Honorable Minister will be there, we will be presenting that report to the Minister, and rest assured we are on the job, and we will ensure that it is taken to the budget for conclusion. Next is about the draft notification. I have noted your concerns. The purpose of the draft notification is always to solicit views, solicit opinions, and we will definitely take up how that notification has to be made operational. And before finalizing the notifications, we will ensure that your voices are heard. Right? So that job also I can assure you will take it up further. Thank you very much.
Yes, gentleman at the back. Can you pass the mic, Shreya, please?
Good afternoon to everybody. I'm audible. I have two questions. One is regarding multimodal transport. My name is Pankaj Agarwal. I represent General Stainless Limited. We are a stainless steel company. So regarding multimodal transportation, there is already PM Gati Shakti program, which is also addressing the multimodal aspect of the transportation. So how is this naval or maritime multimodal transportation different? Is it not a part of that? Or is it more about the documentation process and the overall infrastructure for that integration of multimodal transportation under PM Gati Shakti or maritime multimodal transportation? And my second question is about the challenges in the execution, because now a lot of intent is visible from the government in terms of funds allocation, policy upgradation, and listening to the actual user and all those things. But since the task is very, very uphill, so the execution part is a big challenge, because whatever we have announced for 2030 or 2047, and a lot of investments are coming at the various clusters, as already told by the secretary also. So how are we trying to address those execution channels? Have we made any particular committees or sections who will be actually ensuring that whatever is announced is actually converted into on the ground? And how are those integrations happening for making it happen in the real term? Yes. Thank you.
To whom you have addressed these questions? To me or to?
Yeah, to the chairman of the. Yes.
So the first question is regarding
multimodal integration with the PM Gati Shakti and this maritime multimodal. Is it same or different, and what are the challenges?
So why PM Gati Shakti came into being? The purpose was different departments were creating infrastructures at different locations without knowing what the other departments are doing. The purpose of PM Gati Shakti was to integrate all the infrastructure projects at one point, so that we can have optimal utilization of the assets created. Say for example, I create a port, but I don't create a road. Or I create a road, but no port is developed. So these sort of bottlenecks were there. So it was felt necessary by the government to understand which of the government department is doing which of sort of the infrastructure projects, and how we can really integrate that. So that platform was created in the PM Gati Shakti, so that we can have an integrated approach. For example, I give an example of Vizhinjam Port. Vizhinjam Port was earlier a port which was basically as a transshipment port, but now they have become inward looking. So there is a need to integrate Vizhinjam Port also with the domestic interline domestic market. So then we need to have rail connectivity to the port. We have a need to have a road connectivity to the port. So that is the advantage of the PM Gati Shakti, and it brings lot of savings in time, lot of savings in resources. So that is how it happens, and this is the topmost priority project of the government, and over a period of time we have seen that it has yielded results. Right? So Now the question comes about the multimodal logistics. You see, any product in India, it has to be taken from where it is produced to where it is going to be consumed. Majority of time, knowingly or unknowingly, it is a multimodal transportation. We have a road document for a road transportation. We have a document for a rail transportation. But unfortunately, for a multimodal transport, we don't have a uniform document which can be used across. So all the ministries who are involved in this entire process, including Ministry of Logistics, Department of Logistics, Ministry of Commerce and DPIIT. So all are working together with Ministry of Shipping, Ministry of Roads and Ministry of Railways, so that we can develop a multimodal document. And I think National Shipping Board is working in close coordination with CCTA, which denotes the voices of the multimodal transporters. And we are very hopeful that it's a matter of time, maybe another 7 to 8 months, that we'll be able to finalize as a document which will, to a large extent, will solve this problem.
Thank you, sir. Another question was regarding the execution challenges on the announcements that we have made and the kind of investments happening, and foreign players are also coming like Hyundai and other people. So
yes, so there are two things. One is ambition, what I want to become, and then secondly, if I want to achieve that ambition, I have to fix the target, right?
Yeah.
So my ambition is to become a big maritime nation by 2047. So for achieving that, I have to have target first. So therefore, Government of India came with the Amrit Kal Vision 2047, right?
Yeah.
But this is a long-term target. So we have to go for incremental targeting. So therefore, we have a Maritime India Vision 2030.
Yes.
So we want to achieve something by 2030, then maybe we want to achieve something by 2035, and then maybe by 2047. So incremental steps, we will go forward. Now, every port is now aware what is expected of them, how much tonnage they should know. Earlier, this we were not knowing what we are targeting at. Now we know we want to have this much tonnage with this much of time. So now all the ports will work together. They will make their individual plans so that whatever is expected of them is achieved by 2047. And once all of them achieve, we will achieve the target. But it is possible that the existing ports, even after augmenting their services, may not be able to achieve what is there. Then it will tell us there is a need to have new ports, right? So new ports will come. So this is how the things are planned, and this is how the things are happening. If I today decide I want to become a shipbuilding nation, so I have to have some target. So now once the target is known, all of the shipyards, whether they are under Ministry of Ports, or whether they are under the state government, or whether they are the private ports, or whether they are the private shipyards, or whether they are the Ministry of Shipping shipyards, all of them will see what is their capacity available, how much capacity they can increase, and what is the requirement of the new investment. So rest assured, whatever targets of it, there are micro strategies to achieve that target, and every 5 years, government does the exercise of seeing where we stand against our targets or against our ambitions. And in the process, when a policy is set, when a strategy is set, the role of the National Shipping Board comes in, because National Shipping Board directly interacts with the stakeholders in the field, seek their feedback where the policy is working, where the policy is not working, and then we provide the feedback to the Honorable Minister, how we can reformulate the policy, how we can augment the policy with some new strategies. So everything is happening. Rest assured, maritime growth is the topmost agenda of the government under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister and our Honorable Ports and Shipping Minister. We are moving ahead, and we are very much confident that we will be able to achieve whatever we have planned for 2030, and definitely we will achieve much more whatever is planned for 2047.
Wonderful, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for that assurance.
Thank you. Yes, can you pass the mic in the front?
ship recycling industry. I have been working in the industry for past 15 years. I have a question to the Honorable Chair of the NSB. And it is a question come as suggestion. Could the government of India introduce a policy wherein the Indian ship-owned ships or the Indian flag vessels when they reach the end of life and they are moving for demolition, to be demolished in India only and not diverting the demolition tonnage to other nations? That's it, sir. Thank you.
Thanks for the question. You know that business should not be obstructed. At the same time, that government cannot implement such kind of policies in the anyone, because it is restricting the a particular company or person that he is do a free trading. Because again, that by giving such kind of orders, that means that he has an obligation to give the ship. Then there is no business over there. So business means that there should be a free flow, and there should not be any restrictions. So government of India's policies are ease of doing business. Ease of doing business means not only to you, opposite person also easily you should able to trade the bill. I hope I have answered you.
Yes, sir, but some kind of policies or incentives could help in, because it is from Break in India, from Make in India to Break in India, all retains in India.
That's correct. That's why we have given a ship recycling credit note. Even the ship owners, Indian ship owners, obviously they will buy a ships again. If they rebuild in India, definitely they are going to gain the 5% whatever it is the construction cost of a new ship. So that credit note will definitely attract more Indian ship owners than the foreign one.
Again, where the nation shipping board comes in, if you think that the present policy requires some refinement, your suggestions are always welcome. We will deliberate with all the stakeholders, whether they are foreign companies or they are Indian companies or they are different type of recyclers. We will definitely look into it. There should not be any problem. But the essence of the thing is consultation, discussion, and to go for a mutually acceptable solution. So we are open to it and we take it forward.
Thank you very much.
Your particular note, definitely we will discuss it internally, and then how we can address it also we will do that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm Abdul Ghani Sarang. I'm the Deputy Regional Secretary of the ITF, that is the International Transport Workers Federation. मैं सोच रहा था मैं सवाल किसको पूछूं पैनल पे, तो सिंस एक ही कप्तान है, कप्तान राकेश सिंह फ्रॉम द एम्प्लॉयर साइड, वैसे तो कैप्टन रामोस भी है, तो मैं कप्तान साहब को सवाल पूछता हूँ. एंड आई हैव बीन आल्सो बीन अ मेंबर ऑफ द एनएसबी in 3 times, earlier time, 3 years, and it has been a good experience. मेरा सवाल कप्तान राकेश सिंह से एकदम सीधा है. काफ़ी चीज़ें डिस्कस की गई है, and these are nothing new. We have been discussing it for same item, discussing for considerable long period of time. कभी 10 साल से कुछ जब हम बात कर रहे, कभी 5 से, but it is a repetitive item and very concerned about the particularly from the Indian ship owner side. टैक्सेशन इशू, लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड, बार बार. तो कैप्टन राकेश सिंह, आप आपके दिल पे हाथ रख के बताइए कि कुछ मूवमेंट आगे बढ़ रहा है क्या, कोई सुन रहा है क्या? क्योंकि आप बेबाक 2 रीज़न के लिए, आप कप्तान हैं और आप बिंदास बात करते हैं, तो बताइए कि मूवमेंट इज इन दिस पर्टिकुलर टेन्योर. खरे साहब है, एंड लॉट ऑफ सीनियर दिस पॉजिटिव वाइब्स आर कमिंग पर्टिकुलरली इन दिस टेन्योर द चेयर. आप दिल पे हाथ रखिए, कुछ आगे मामला बढ़ रहा है क्या? थैंक यू.
थैंक यू गनी भाई, आप भी बहुत बेबाक हैं. मैं अपने दिल पे हाथ रख के और बाकी सबके दिल पे हाथ रख के बोलूँगा, ठीक है? सो टैक्सेशन का एक इंडियन सीफेरर का एक मसला है, राइट? ये दैट, हाँ, सो नहीं, मैं पहले आई विल कपल ऑफ इम्पॉर्टेंट इश्यूज मैं पहले एड्रेस करता हूँ. One is, let's say, relating to seafarers, and you have been in this fight for a very long time. We, as Indian ship owner, lose out our seafarers, boys and girls are sitting here, to foreign ship owners. Right? As of today, only 15 or 12% of the boys, Indian trained boys and girls, work on Indian flagships, and the rest go to foreign ships. So we have been doing the study, a deep study, and everyone is aware here, sitting on the dais and otherwise, that taxation is one big issue, which because of that, our boys and girls prefer to work on foreign flagship. In the entire history, I can say that with confidence of NSB, in last 1 year, we have on the matter of taxation, whether it is a seafarer taxation or ship-related taxation, we have been or had an opportunity, and thanks to chairperson here and honorable minister, we now interact directly with the boards. That is Central Board of IGST and Customs or Central Board of Direct Taxation. It never happened. The request from us will go to our ministry, and from there it will go to the concerned ministry. But the Honorable Cabinet Minister, Shri Sonowalji, ensured this in one of the earliest meetings, that henceforth any problem that we have, and which is multi-ministerial in nature, that will not be represented only by the secretary, joint secretary or director in the ministry. The concerned member of the board will accompany. So for the first time, me, Anil, chairman, sir, and all, we had gone and met these members of the board and brought this. And I think it is, and we had so many meetings on this, especially seafarer taxation. I think the traction it is gathering now. So some discussion, I can't disclose that because the certain things are agreed between the ministry and us, but then the final approval has to come from the concerned ministry. But definitely there's a positive movement in that direction. As regard to the tonnage itself, that also was a question. And you are aware for how many years we are fighting to get infrastructure status for the shipping, right? This is a recent development that the shipping now has been, the ship owning, when I say shipping, it could be so many things. The ship owning is now also recognized as the infrastructure industry, and those who are aware that infrastructure industry, your debt servicing can be very favorable, long-term loans, etc., that you can get, which you could not earlier. So that's a very recent development pursued by NSB. That will be others. Anyway, is okay. Thanks. बस सर एकदम चेयरमैन साहब रहेंगे, हम सब हैं.
देखिए ना, कोई अच्छा दिन होता है ना कोई बुरा दिन होता है, तो लेट अस भी, आप विभाग है तो विभाग की बात करते हैं. टैक्सेशन ऐसा इशू है जो आदमी की लाइफ टाइम में कभी सॉल्व नहीं होता है. हम 30% करेंगे, लोग बोलेगा 25 होना चाहिए, 25 बोलेंगे तो बोलेगा 20 होना चाहिए. टैक्सेशन इशू इज द इशू विच कैन नेवर बी सॉल्व टू द सेटिस्फेक्शन ऑफ ऑल. तो ये बेसिक है. अगर आप इनकम टैक्स 10% भी कर देंगे तो लोग बोलेंगे 0 होना चाहिए, ठीक है ना. सो हर चीज़ का एक मीडियम पाथ होता है. और दूसरा चीज़ है, प्रॉब्लम के सॉल्यूशन सर्कमस्टांसेस पे आते हैं. एक ज़माने में 2 लाख से ज़्यादा पे भी टैक्स हो जाता था, आज 5 लाख से ज़्यादा पे भी टैक्स नहीं है. तो गवर्नमेंट अपने रिसोर्सेज के हिसाब से टैक्सेशन पॉलिसीज डिसाइड करती है. जहाँ तक लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड की बात है, यस, लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड होना चाहिए और उसके लिए एनएसपी काम कर रहा है. लेकिन टैक्सेशन 0 हो जाएगा या एग्जैक्टली हमारे हिसाब से होगा, इसकी कोई गारंटी नहीं है. बट अगर गवर्नमेंट का टारगेट है कोस्टल शिपिंग इंप्रूव होना चाहिए, उसके लिए अगर हमको एक पर्टिकुलर फ्यूल जो यूज़ होता है